우린 처음으로 상대편을 만나는데
And there's the impact. 3-man Morgoth diving on him, and they're gonna find a whole lot of cleanup.
그냥 뭔가 좀 많이 아쉬워요.
As soon as he went next to the wall, they said that'll look like a nice plaque. Piglet comes up with the kill.
그래도 뭐 재밌는 경기 보여줬으면 좋겠어요, 서로.
Welcome back to our Week 7 coverage of the NA LCS Spring Split. There is a ton of anticipation around our next matchup as two world champions face off against one another. And recently, we had the opportunity to catch up with Impact and Piglet to relive what a transformative event their Season 3 World Championship was in their lives.
짱전 꿈이야.
일단 좀 별로 없잖아요, 사람이. 지금 시즌4까지 다 합해서 20명인데 그 중에 한 명이라는 게 일단 좀 자랑스럽고 그만큼 알려져 있다는 게
처음 들어간 팀인데 처음 들어간 팀에서 5명 애들도 다 마음도 잘 맞고 다 잘하고 그게 2등을 하든가 아니면 4강에서 나진소드한테 졌으면은 아 얘네는 월드컵 우승 그런 타이틀이 없으니까 그냥 보통 일반 선수가 됐을 것 같아요. 만약에 졌다고 치면. 난 여기 다시 와보니까 좀 조그만한 것 같은데?
그러니까
뭔가가?
저번에 더 큰 것 같은데 우리가 무대 저쪽에 있어서 더 컸던 것 같아. 그것도 사람이 많긴 했지.
다 꽉 찼었는데 지금 아무도 없어가지고
뭔가 화나다.
와 이런 데서 게임을 해보다니 막 이런 생각이었는데
나는 이런 데서 게임한 거 뭐 마지막일 수도 있으니까 일단 이긴 게 좋겠지.
게임 시작 전에도 그냥 바로 아 이거 이겼다 그냥 나 짱 좋다 기분 막 집중하면 그냥 사람들 소리 말소리 안 들리고 그냥 우리 팀원 목소리만 들리는데 그냥
차단돼요 거의.
게임 소리도 안 들리고 그냥 팀원 목소리만 들리고 그래서 그냥 이제 게임 뭔가 좀 이겼다 싶으면 그때부터 그냥
플레이 이름으로 그냥 잭스픽 할 때 이길 것 같다 생각밖에 안 들었어. 좀 우승하고 나서는 체감이 안 되는데 딱 코트에 들어갔을 때 내가 우승했구나.
와 그냥 이렇게
A 20-minute game for SK Telecom. They will be the Season 3 World Champions here at the Staples Center.
그래야 그런 것 때문에 결국 여기 이 자리에 있을 수 있던 거고 이런 인터뷰 할 수 있는 거니까.
만약에 뭐 자식이나 아니면 그런 아이가 있으면 12,000명 사람들 앞에서 서봤냐고 이런 식으로 하면서 그냥 막 할아버지가 이런 사람이다 이럴 것 같은데
이 할아버지는 우승했는데 너는 게임하지 말라고. 그날 이긴 것보단 저는 그냥 SK 들어간 자체에서 좀 많이 바뀐 것 같았어요. 좀 많이 배움도 받고 거기서 실력을 많이 늘려가지고 다 저는 정균 코치님 덕분이라 생각을 해요. 저는 많은 도움을 주셨죠. 엄청 제 인생에.
코치님도 엄청 열심히 해서 다 이렇게 했던 인생이 그냥 이렇게 된 거여서 저도 그냥 여기에서 우승해서 인생이 바뀌었다기보다는 SK에 들어가서 저도 인생이 좀 바뀌었다고 생각해요.
다시 오니까 딱 그거밖에 생각 안 난다. 저기서 T1 했던 거.
이젠 꿈이야.
That is the happiest and most comfortable I've seen Piglet since he has been in North America. Just being alongside his former teammate. And now they have to go head to head against each other. It's going to be a very heated match.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get to it with Team Liquid versus Team Impulse. For Team Liquid, they're once again sharing 4th place after their loss to Team 8 yesterday. And while Piglet had a solid game on Callisto, we have to wonder if there's an intangible factor that is preventing the team from effectively, working together.
Yeah, and I mean, we've heard Dominate mention this before in some of our sounds. There's 2 types of games, the must-win game and a give-it-your-all game. Based on what happened yesterday and all the everything around Piglet, this is a must-win game.
And talking about the intangibles, their mentality coming into this, off of their web series, they were saying that Piglet has improved his mentality. And yesterday's game was not Piglet's fault at all. Quas and Phoenix were really off the ball, and Dominate just couldn't keep up with everything that was going on. The big thing here for me, though, is we've talked about synergy a lot. We've talked about how it takes time to synergize, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes there are just things that do not go together.
Yeah.
And Team Liquid are on the cusp of figuring out if it's really going to work or not, because it has been a very long time, and sometimes it just doesn't.
Yep, that feeds into the idea that this is do or die time here with this specific lineup. Well, Team Impulse has been making a case to be at the top of the standings, first taking down TSM, and yesterday handing Cloud9 one of their most one-sided defeats this split.
And it's because Team Impulse is just coming together so well individually that it works for the team. Adrian's Leona has been on point. Impact has been playing really like a world champion. Rush is looking like a competitive seasoned jungler that has a ton of skill. And Xiao made his farming return with Karthus. That win that they had yesterday over Cloud9 was a statement for what they think this team can become. Now it's all about maintaining that level of play.
I think that's absolutely fantastic. You mentioned Rush. He's only been in lane swap for 2 months, and I said it earlier, and he crushed Cloud9 in a lane swap, and they've been doing it for years. The fact that he's able to pick these up so quickly is just a huge testament to his skill.
Gotta wonder how high his ceiling is as a player.
Well,
absolutely.
Rank 1 is not enough for him in solo queue.
Well,
Rank 1 world.
and as the jungle changes too, when as we see tank junglers come out, whether or not he can make that transition from solo, singular champions like Lee Sin and things like that to see if he can adjust. But anyway, we're anxious to see how this game plays out. So we're going to throw it over to the caster desk for the play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Dash. You'll be pleased to know I have not replaced my co-caster. Kobe is still here with me. Thank you for sticking by. And we are ready to get ourselves into that next game. So let's take a quick look at the starting lineups. On the blue side, Team Liquid with Quas in the top lane. I Will Dominate in the jungle. Phoenix in mid. Piglet on AD carry. Xpecial on support. And Peter Zhang on coach.
And on the red side, it's Team Impulse. Up top, Impact. In the jungle, Rush. Mid, Xiao, AD carry Apollo, and support Adrian. Now, these 2 teams. Now, we talked about a lot on the analytics about how much they proved yesterday with the type of win that they got. I think that they had some very key champions that you can look at in Champion Select. Rush himself said Lee Sin is by far and away his favorite champion and his most successful champion. Plus, Adrian has snuck up as a really strong Leona player, and it plays into the way that Impulse like to play the game. The hard engage, very long range engage as well. That could easily be on the table for bans for Team Liquid as well, I think.
I absolutely agree. He beat Cloud9 and TSM on Leona. We'll see if he can keep that trend going for himself here. And also, I mean, you talk about things that are predictably good, but also the first-time good things. We saw Impact the first time on Kennen. Well, that went pretty nicely. The Karthus, 0 deaths, didn't even have a passive that game. Xiao had a great Karthus game up against High. So
that's exactly the way that the perfect way that you can have the beginning of a Karthus game to actually get fed first 2 kills and free farming your lane. Karthus is not supposed to have a strong early game.
But he did, and it was glorious to watch. So Nidalee dropped away, Rumble, and the Lee Sin dropped off the map. Rek'Sai banned by Impulse, no Lysandra for Team Liquid as well. The Kennen, the Morgana, both these teams, I should say, shown to play that champion well. Still up here, and that is the ban.
So once again, the Lee Sin, Rush is such a big part of this team, just because he is also the shot caller for the team. But he's also the most aggressive person on the team, and he leads the way either to doom or to success for this team. And when he's on a champion that's not Lee Sin, that can't jump out after he jumps in, who doesn't have as much mobility as Lee Sin, which very few champions do have, something like Jarvan, who pretty much goes completely in when he EQs forward.
Yeah.
He has gotten himself into some very poor situations playing aggressively when the rest of the team wants to play more farm style.
True.
We've already seen games where Xiao Xiao is just trying to farm his lane, and Rush tries to make a play nearby, and there's no follow-up. He's all by himself, and he starts to die over and over. So we'll see if Rush can temper his early jungling style, or if he gets the rest of the team on board.
With a name like Rush, might be hard to slow down, but Lightning Rush is picked up here for Team Liquid, so Quas in the top lane, right back onto the Kennen he's been favoring a whole lot recently. Now, we keep seeing Hecarim lose to ranged champions unless you can get some really special scenarios like Zion Spartan did yesterday. So instead they're saying, you know what, maybe not for now, we'll keep picking the champions that have been working. Rush gets Vi, and once again, third time in a row, Adrian gets Leona.
Leona. I definitely knew they were going to have a high priority for it, but I did not expect a first pick for it. So they do not want to show anything here. Team Impulse, they want to save both of their solo lane picks till they see where this Kennen is going. Because as we've already seen, it can be flexed. Definitely not a more of a Phoenix champion. Probably going to be a Quas champion. He's already used it, but the possibility is there. So
That's
Impulse don't want to take any chances. I want to see how it shakes out first.
Pull a Giants Gaming to get the team right and play it an 80 carry. Why the heck not?
Hey.
See what happens. Braum right now the hover, and the question is, are they going to show much of their strategy, or are they not going to? Braum, a key defensive support, will keep people alive against ranged auto attacks quite nicely, and Dominate going to get his Jarvan.
Can keep people in place for Kennen ultimate
Very
setups.
true. Looks like that will be the situation. So building around Quas right now. Go build an arena and have Lightning Storm come across it. Have Slicing Maelstrom destroy everybody.
The combo with Kennen and Jarvan is fairly difficult to pull off sometimes, because you can't just have Jarvan jump in. It's not like Gnar. He can follow up wherever Jarvan sets up Cataclysm. Kennen sometimes has a problem working around the terrain as well. So if those guys do try and combo, they really have to be coordinated with their efforts. On the other side, though, Team Impulse, once again, lots of hard engage, long range from Leona, Vi, guaranteed hard engage, and holy moly, this front line.
Yeah, even the back line's kind of a front line here. Gray's picked up.
This is a meat grinder from Team Impulse so far. They've got the grittiest of AD carries, the beefiest of front lines. This is a steamroller from Team Impulse so far.
I gotta say, I actually like them going back into the Leona, going back into the Maokai champions that were super popular at the very beginning. Stopped getting played a bit in the last week or two, but are right in the meta now for countering what people are doing. Where it's like, hey, big AoE teamfight teams, great, pick a bunch of bruisers who survive the AoE burst. You wait out the cooldowns. A Maokai is going to keep the entire team alive. Then we'll do the back half of the fight and win it. So Impulse, I think, can look very good here.
Yeah, with the popularity of Kennen skyrocketing recently, I thought we would see an increase in knockbacks for teams playing against Kennen. The Jannas and the Gragas of the world. But Impulse, they have nothing. They do not want to play around with knockbacks. They want to charge straight into it. With the Maokai ultimate up, try and tank the damage. And just run right through Quas.
All right, well, speaking of running right through, though, Piglet is going to be nice and in the back line, able to run through after getting excited and getting a first kill. Jinx for Piglet. Mid Lulu comes in for Phoenix, so just a nice sort of supportive mid laner. Now, the question to me is there's not that much burst to synergize with the Jinx Kennen start to the fight. They'll have to grind out a little bit here with the rest of this comp. And they ran out of damage, but Karthus comes in for Impulse to help clean up fights even farther.
Yeah, if it comes down to grinding, I do give the advantage over to Impulse with this squad. I think everybody's going to have their eyes on Piglet. And with Karthus locked in last for Xiao Xiao once again, if he gets a good early game, if he's able to freely farm, even if he doesn't get fed First Blood and, like the miracle start for Karthus, it's still going to be really difficult, I think, to protect Piglet in this comp. But they've got a lot of tools to do that with. A solo lane Lulu, so the shields will be stronger. They also have Braum for support, can block a tremendous amount.
Yeah, I mean, if you consider this team as a disengaged Jinx-focused team, that comp makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
try to run through a Kennen, you're not. Try to run through a Jarvan Cataclysm, you're not. Try to run through Braum, you're not going to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't always have to use Kennen to charge forward and start out these team fights. We've actually seen him most effectively used as secondary engage, right? Coming in later. So we'll see if Quas decides to rush Zonias or go with the Magic Pen early.
We'll see if they go in or if they go out. Peter, the former coach of what was Team Impulse LMQ last split, and going to be doing battle here in this one. Now the games are about to get underway, so start sharing your votes. Tweet hashtag TLWin or hashtag TIPWin to @LOL Esports. We're going to see which way the fans are leaning in just a bit. Battle for the middle. Winner in sole possession of 4th place. Let's go.
Let's go. Onto the Rift again. All right. Let's see. We have one sweeper start for Rush here.
It's normal for him now. He's done that almost every game.
Let's see if they use it at all.
There's going to be a ward in their jungle. He's going to sweep it and then hide the lane swap.
Gold lead.
10 G's, baby. Team Liquid will misplay, put 2 wards in the same spot, 20 gold. Shao gets the trinket. He's going to see what Phoenix is up to. And he lays waste to the ground. That was because of his dance, not the joke.
Yeah, I was going to say,
No,
really?
No, come on. No one laughs at my
You
jokes.
never get that reaction. All right. Chase that Yordle.
They're going to chase him across the map.
Dang. I thought you hated name puns.
Even I grown up my own jokes.
All right.
I do.
We did see the deep wards here from both squads. Very common for both teams. Who comes out ahead in that? I think Lulu could come out ahead in that if she just started spamming the laugh. She can win any emote spam battle. Yeah! Wow! Ooh, this is an interesting variation. Going to start the Gromp here. Let's see if Quas checks. Nope. Unbeknownst to Team Liquid or Quas.
They're not even lane swapping.
Nope.
He's just getting the jungle steal.
Impulse just helping out Rush with a very strong start here. On the weak start, he's going to sneak away this blue. And we'll see how much information Dominate has to work with. They know that he's not starting blue.
Yeah.
But he could either be starting his own red or Team Liquid side blue.
Wow, Rush taking a lot of this camp. So just go for both small ones? He does. Okay, so he wants to full clear this.
Yeah, trying to efficiently clear it without taking very much damage.
But this does mean Impact doesn't get to do that Raptor start and get the free level 2. So the laning phase is actually a bit weaker than Maokai's normally is.
Yep,
in a 1v1.
Kennen didn't start any side camp either because he's very bad at it.
True.
So their experience will be even, but Maokai definitely accustomed to coming to lane with more potions.
And the early laning lead does go to Team Liquid right now. Leona, level 1, one of the worst supports in lane. Rush pulling it. Ooh, a bit too far back. Okay, it's okay.
That was...
Wanted to have Smite in case someone did show up.
Yeah.
And that will be a level 3 Vi.
All right,
with
so
an
Dominate,
buff.
Dominate operating on the assumption that Rush started at his own red.
There was
What
nothing on this jungle.
There was a cackle from the audience. You've been had, Jarvan. But yes, as we mentioned, he will not have the information whether it was a red start or a blue start. Now he wants to follow it up, though. You stolen from me.
Rush is low.
The Prince of Demacia does not let that go. Is he the Prince of Demacia?
Yeah.
I kind of guessed that. All right. His father's the king, so I just kind of assumed.
That's usually how that works, Kobe. Man, looks like Dominate after all is said and done.
So he's going to hog the blues, whereas Dominate's going to be able to hog all the reds for the map. So Dominate will have more impactful gank, but Rush will be able to power clear if he wants. Maybe he ends up down on this bottom side, though. Never mind, he's out of potions, so probably back after he clears his own blue side.
Show tagged by Glitter Lance.
Now, is he going to save that blue? Because last time he was on Lee Sin, he saved the blue to feed over early
He didn't actually.
to Xiao. Oh, he didn't?
Yeah, he actually took it by himself just on the second clear.
Rude.
I know.
That is rude.
I know. What a jerk,
I'm even
right?
a jungler, and I think he should be giving that
Wow.
mid-game blue over to card this. We'll see, though, if he takes up this second one just to refresh his blue, or if he lends some to Xiao. Xiao, though, got his Doran's ring, as well as the extra mana you get back for Karthus killing minions. So not struggling with mana issues.
It's true. So far, so happy. No crazy pressure in the mid lane. They've been trading blows back and forth, but they've each got a potion left regardless. That's fine. Bot lane, we're seeing Apollo get pushed around a little bit by Piglet. But so far, the Team Impulse bottom lane holding up against Xpecial. And Piglet, of course, as well. And many people said that the lane with Piglet was one of the best bottom lanes in NA. CLG saying it was the only bottom lane that really gave them trouble.
Before LCS started.
Yeah. Thanks for the clarification. But so far, these lanes holding close to equal. 6 minion lead in the mid lane for Impulse doesn't mean much. Fan vote is with Team Liquid, despite these teams having equal records. And Impulse actually holding a very slight lead from the minion game as well. Rush is first to 5 among the junglers.
It's the Flash Vi gank on a low health pre-6 Lulu. Doesn't actually decide to flash for it. If you do it while Lulu's in the middle of the lane, then you can guarantee a trade of flashes. However, valuing his own flash fairly highly, doesn't really commit to that mid lane gank, and will hand over the blue.
All right, so this time Rush
The
need a bit
nice
more of
guy.
a bro. Yeah, 6-minute blue buff goes over to Xiao Xiao before his first recall. Quas recalls for a Blasting Wand and Boots and a Ward, and will TP into this lane. Now, this is something that Impulse should know about. He's only been gone for like 12 seconds, and he's got items. That was teleport.
I actually really like this from Quas. So he's probably very high percentage chance that he's going for the Rylai's Crystal Scepter early. It could be an Abyssal Scepter rush, but I'm going to put my money on Rylai Crystal Scepter just because they're aiming to use this cannon more as a field that Impulse are going to have to run through, since Impulse, their whole team is out steamrolling ahead.
Well, speaking of steamrolling, though, Team Liquid wants the gank first. Nice dodge. Doesn't get knocked up by I Will Dominate. But Impact will still have to flash and run away to survive.
Yeah, biggest show-up skill on Maokai players is how you use your Twisted Advance. If you're able to dodge with it, becoming untargetable. But yeah, I think it will be the Crystal Scepter rush just to make it that much harder for Impulse to get to Piglet. Rush is going to have a guaranteed path, but everybody else is going to have to follow in his wake. Right now, his path leads bottom lane, and Xiao is going to help out, at least get assists for this.
Early on with a blue buff, Piglet with exhaust on him will be first blood, goes to Adrian, now the target onto Xpecial. Adrian still has aggro, dances it out, he's regenning. Last minion, oh
Plenty of minions.
Okay,
there's two more.
I only saw one, I got really scared. Now the get out, so double kill in the bot lane.
And once again, it's coordination that Impulse are actually pulling off plays with. Xiao, I'm level 6, immediately recalling to base. There's no chance of Lulu stopping my ultimate. Gets off the double kill bottom. What a play from Impulse. I really like the early game plans from them. The last couple games, I think having Fly get over here and having the coach, live in with the team, they've finally started to gel together.
Xiao starting the farm game. You just saw him a little bit ago, taking the Raptor camp down. Tier Catalyst giving basically infinite mana. And you can see his last inning on a turret. Pretty immaculate there. I don't expect him to lose much. And this scoreline will continue to improve. Now, that top lane gank did force Impact to recall before Catalyst. The man did not use teleport to get back to lane as TP was already down. Recalls again, sacrificing a wave to get that Catalyst. Team Impulse now with the TP advantage, all the same, feel like they can take this dragon. They might be right.
Pretty much the only weak spot for them is the top side of the map. Vi should be able to get this easily. Look at that
nice
chunk from Xiao with no ability power save for a Doran's ring.
It's got 48 from Rune the Masters and that, so yeah, gets enough damage down. Of course, a lot of junglers cut magic resist glyphs for clear speed, and you kind of see the impact of that.
Good little glance there from Phoenix, but doesn't look like Xiao will be slowed down this game. That is a bit of a blunder.
What a garbage can.
Now he's run away. He's going to flee the mid lane because he's so embarrassed.
He even missed the wolves. They stand still.
Well, he wanted to rush back.
It's those two.
Wanted to rush back to tank, freak. Give him a break.
All right, there we go. I got the casters. Good job, Xiao. You're back in this. Whew. Perfect wave kill.
Pop those zits.
Skittles is way friendlier. Yeah. What? Wait, what?
Karthus
Zits
is-
are like bright blue.
Karthus isn't an undead though, so he has bright blue zits.
You.
Have you never played an undead in WoW?
I never die.
What does that have to do?
I don't bleed, so you know, no blue comes out. I don't know. I didn't know where to go with that one.
Xiao sticking in
Got
that
nervous.
mid lane though, as Phoenix goes back to pick up some wards. This is one thing that I do always like to point out for all the laners picking up a bunch of wards for Team Liquid. Every single person has a ward in their inventory, plus the early sight zone completed. So Team Liquid have the wards to place. Now can they buy the time to place them before they get killed?
Well, Quas could be the
missed!
target. A lot of ultis burned onto him. He's going to get away with the flash. Looks like the answer is yes.
All right.
Couple ults traded. He's safe.
So Lush barely missing the Q there. Still not able to come out with the kill, and Xiao's second ultimate does go to waste. However, I do like that on cooldown pretty much. As soon as Requiem comes back up, they make a play on the map. This is how you want to use your globals. People are not accustomed to playing against the Karthus global. It's been such a long time since we've seen him in competitive play, or even in solo queue. People don't practice against Karthus very much.
That's true. Wow, repeated attempts by Impact to make a win, and actually he's getting some decent damage on the Quas, but the trade back, Quas not willing to be bullied around, gets a good chunk back. Catalyst will give Impact the regen advantage. Dominate gets the blue buff steal.
Good job by Dominate. Remembering the early jungle timings there. Because of the... Oh, is it going to be a dive though? Because Rush has recently joined the scene. Dominate does not have any potions, so does not want to tango with Rush. Half health. Gonna have to abort mission here. He did not want to pull that one off and have it go poorly.
Hold on, he's on a ward.
Oh, he's got to hit this one.
Nice, the
He's dead.
ulti lands, wow! Dominate did not see that one coming. Quick kill picked up by Impulse.
All right. Now he's going to stick around bottom as well. Quas gets tied up here with Impact. Quas is going for the Rylai's build, by the way. That health crystal going to turn into a Giant's Belt. But man, yeah, Dominate. Risky play sitting around there with half life. Unaware that he was on a ward. And the Leona pick once again from Adrian.
Yeah. Good ulti land, 1-0 and 2. Perfect kill participation by the support and jungler this game for Team Impulse. It's all been in the bottom lane, by the way. Top lane, you have seen Rush ganks, but Quas escaped them. And despite being ganked, Quas is winning in minions.
I'm very curious to see if Rush gave that Raptor over to Xiao just because he wanted to get an extra ward or something. Maybe he barely had extra gold to finish his Rod of Ages. Well, he gets a ward and a potion.
Does get a ward.
So he was just giving it to him for the sake of giving more money to Xiao. Felt bad that he missed those wolves.
I'll make it easy for you.
Giant Raptor. So yeah, they just want to get him fed as soon as possible. Xiao again going with the super ramping build for Karthus. Both of the mana ramping items tier into Rod of Ages. He's going to spike really, really hard. And honestly, he's had plenty of control even building these ramping items.
Yeah, but we just haven't
That's the
seen-
scary thing.
That is scary, but we just haven't seen anything from Dominate. He's 0-1-0.
Oh, we saw him die.
Great, okay. We haven't seen positive things from Dominate. Rush making a great double kill bottom lane with Xiao's ulti. Showed back up bottom lane, killed Dominate. Showed up top lane, made Quas kind of get pushed around a little bit. Showing up top lane again.
On not Lee Sin.
Yeah, true. Ulti comes in. They're trying to take this fight. Quas takes a big chunk of damage. Assault and Battery is up, which means they will take him down, but Dominate's here. Good flash by Impact, but he will likely still die. No, Impact still healing.
He went back
Are you
in.
serious? They take him down. Oh, no way.
Well, that is just going to ruin your day. Dominate, very sad. Oh.
Happy birthday,
It's going to hit. It's going to
Impact.
no.
Whoosh. There.
Ah.
There's the birthday
That
present.
was going to be the Piglet kill on Impact, too. Exactly what we were looking for this game. He said he was going to give him a birthday present. But delivery does not... Oh!
Phoenix gets hit. Oh, nice knockup, but Exhaust is on. The flash is out. Apollo goes in. He got slowed and didn't land the auto attack. Oh, that's rough.
Well, that's unfortunate for Apollo. However, Impulse still with a gigantic lead in this game. What a good early game for them. And plenty of control with both of the side turrets down. All attention turned towards mid here.
No rocket for Piglet.
No Requiem, so I don't know if they really want to force this one. Maybe they just grab some vision. Yeah, Xiao heading back. They definitely don't want to force it.
Thing is, most of these teams are missing all their ultimates.
Yeah.
It would be like a straight up auto attack and basic spell fight for the most part. Rush almost has his backup. Impact does.
They didn't see the full recall, so Impulse can still re-engage this if they want to try and trap him in the pit.
Will they try? Gets this slowed down. They look for something special with the disengage. Impact in the back line. Phoenix in the back helping as well. The burst comes across. Who's going to be the first casualty? Apollo's exhausted, and Xiao took aggro from Dragon, and the kills start falling in. 2 for 0. Rush gets out. Piglet gets caught. Impact gonna take down his teammate. Gives the kill over to Apollo here. 3-0 Impulse.
What a routing here. Impulse. Yeah, he could just easily clean up the Dragon and the turret after that. There is... I don't know how often we've seen this early of a lead, especially with a team that has Karthus on it. The late game does not get better for you.
No!
All right, well, let's take another look at it. Another barely missed Q here from Rush. So there still are definitely things that he can improve on with his Vi play. However, his general play for this game as a jungler definitely helping out a lot. Actually, the Cataclysm working against them in that Karthus was able to land multiple lay wastes. And it was simply grouping up there. Plenty of AoE damage coming from Xiao already, as well as Graves. Team Liquid able to answer with the counter shove mid, though.
That's nice. Off the recalls, they got that mid turret back, so not the worst thing in the world here. Now,
man, a double Rod of Ages team.
Yeah.
8-0 with this turret advantage.
I don't think it's actually Rod of Ages. He's going Catalyst into...
oh, he's going to go with the Righteous Glory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you stop and go for tank items afterwards, that's the build. So
yeah, probably.
Still tier and Roa, plenty of stacking. Even an early Avarice Blade for Apollo, so... Even the AD carry's got a stacking item.
Both of the AD carries have.
True.
Avarice Blades.
That's weird. Piglet could just straight up afford an Infinity Edge right now if he hadn't gotten Avarice Blade. I'm never a huge fan of the build for that reason, but if there's nothing to fight for, then it'll work out. Actually, I want to check if you would have been able to afford it for Dragon.
All right, I'll let you get back to your investigative journalism.
Yeah.
As,
if you'd been able to recall, he could have.
Team Impulse, wow. Team Impulse, so they just, the one thing that I want to point out for them is that they put almost no priority on ward coverage. Now, thinking about the team comp, it does kind of make sense for the lane game, the laning phase, because the only moves they're going for have been rush, lane ganking with a Karthus ultimate. So they haven't needed many wards. They can use Requiem defensively if there's you know, a gank down bottom or something like that. But they've been very stingy with their early gold and spending any of it for vision coverage. Now that they have such a huge lead, I would definitely expect them to change their tune and put a little bit more emphasis on it. They do have double sight stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And the upgraded trinket for Impact as well, which seems to be common now for top laners to get that item in.
I guess they just bypass buying the single wards and they go for the Costco style, wait for sight stones and upgraded trinkets.
Yeah, buy in bulk. It's like you, instead of paying a subscription, you just pay up all up in front. You get unlimited use out of it.
All right, well, let's see if they were able to finish this one out, because a very, very...
Oh!
I don't know if he really wanted to do that anyway.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. But they'll take the safer route. Good call there by the shot caller of Impulse. Rush decides to short his Q.
Hold on, though. It's going to be the engage all the same. Impact forcing Expecial to flash out after ulting.
What
the
a
fight
teleport
comes in.
from Cannon.
Oh, gigantic slicing Maelstrom. 1-for-1 so far. Piglet takes down Impact, but will his team fall? The answer might just be yes. 3-for-2 so far. The team forced to flash away. Impulse win another fight.
Even with Cannon teleporting into the center of your team, so much damage sustained earlier in the fight. Liquid not able to come out with another win. Xiao Xiao still deathless on Karthus. And obviously still highest CS in the game, as he's been fed jungle minions in addition to lane.
Which makes it all the more impressive that everyone else is still close by, within 30 to 40 minions in many cases.
All right, let's take another look here. See how much work Impulse do get done. So it's Impact who starts it off on Expecial. That's the hardest member to burst down here through Unbreakable. And, you know, it was actually really good timing for Quaps to get in there. He got everybody inside of his ultimate. I don't see a stun on Apollo, though. Maybe he presses W a little bit before Apollo was in the ult range. Graves firing the entire time that fight, by the way.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't think he ever got his cannon stun on Apollo. So unlucky, and maybe a missed W activation.
By the way, Piglet's dead right now. That was a kill that Apollo got. We'll be showing you that one in a second. So Impulse getting another kill in the cleanup after the fight. Piglet 1-3-1. Liquid still having a hard time with this new AD carry.
Everybody talks about the solo laners for Impulse and then Rush coming in, but Apollo, because he was already in the North American LCS under the moniker Wiz Fusion, and because he was on a team that didn't do very well, little to no hype for him coming in.
Yeah.
But this season has really been a breakout season for both Apollo and Adrian. But this bottom lane from Impulse, definitely underestimated by a lot of teams as well. And when he's got a huge advantage, he definitely knows how to press it. Rush here goes in.
Oh, wow. Perfect ulti off the knockup. Xiao gets the kill, his second of the game. Rush played that actually perfectly.
All right, pings on Baron. Crowd is happy. They do have Karthus and Vibe, both very good at taking early Barons.
And heck, a 2.5 item AD carry at 22 minutes. Pretty good at that as well. And here we go. Team Impulse started up. Apollo stays mid to keep attention. By the way, he chunked out I Will Dominate, so good luck stealing. Karthus ult. Whoa! Just kills Dominate. Just outright dead. The jungler goes down basically from Fog of War.
More work from Apollo.
Impact takes the rocket. No Wild Turtle plays here.
Apollo 1v4 zoned their team and chunked Dominate low enough for a kill.
Yep. Pretty darn good. Xiao Thao 306. Rush 309, got themselves Baron. Impact wanted to push on in. Doesn't maybe want this one.
Just kidding. 2 solo laners versus 5. Not going to happen, but
he pulled their attention, which means top lane goes down.
Able to zone them. Another turret. Another giant chunk of gold. Man, Impulse don't even need any more gold.
But they'll take it.
Always. Always avaricious. Let's see here. Half of the life of this turret in the first wave. First cannon minion here.
We'll see how long they stay out. They have taken Baron buff and taken 2 kills and not recalled since then. Team Impulse sitting on more gold than Ron Swanson, looking to push down into the inhibitor. Turret will go down first, then the fight starts, but Dominate instantly blows up. There's no follow-up. Quas does not want that battle.
And this is just what you see when we have these steamrolled style comps from Impulse. When you get this far ahead, you cannot stop it.
No.
It will run straight through your base, through your turrets, over your head.
Yep. And you notice the timing by Impact as well. He goes in when the turret's going to die.
Yeah.
Like right as it's
they
going
don't
to
even
die.
have to take turret damage because they take it down so quickly.
Yep.
But it's just because they're so far ahead at this point.
Oh, of course, but it's still very good play by them.
Yeah.
Team Impulse happy to control the map, and Team Liquid really not split pushing to separate this comp. It was almost the exact same team comp last time we saw Team Impulse play when they took out on Cloud9, if I remember correctly. And Cloud9 were at least able to split push and get some objectives back. Team Liquid sitting on 1 turret, 2 kills, and no dragons.
Very, very, very few options for Team Liquid at this point. Karthus now, fully stacked Rod, transformed Seraph. Zanya's even completed. So he can keep his deathless spree on Karthus, even flashing into the team fight now.
You know, I do have to say I'm impressed with Team Liquid's really big resurgence. Well, getting into week 5, they had a 4-loss streak. Now if you count this game with Team Liquid, if they win it, they've won 4 of their last 5. The last half of the split.
Oh, you mean Impulse? Yeah.
Sorry, Impulse. I keep doing that, don't I?
No biggie.
Yep.
Actually,
Well, I guess
love you.
Impact as well would have that same
There you
score. So, you know, one and the same here. But Impulse certainly looking like one of the best teams in North America for the last 2 weeks running. We'll see if they can continue that into playoffs. They're almost certainly guaranteed a spot there as they pick up some more wins. Knock up the engage happens under the turret. Will this fight actually begin? Quas still not engaging, but Rush does go down. 1 for 0. Quas ults but dies to Apollo. Turret's going to go down. 1 for 1 and into the base they go. Hard dive by Adrian. He's got to kind of respect these turrets here.
All right,
Maybe
no
not.
respect.
It's special. 1 hit goes down. Double kill for Apollo. Turret goes away. Inhibitor goes away. The rocket not going to mean a kill. Team Liquid still forced inside their base, and that is double inhibitors down.
Xiao with the zoning Requiem. Able to run Team Liquid back into their fountain, and the TIP chants come through. Have started hearing these
Yeah.
fairly recently.
And you got a lot of fan favorites on this team, a lot of incredibly skilled players, and now the team putting in great results.
Yeah, it's an exciting playstyle too. It's very easy to get behind. Visually enjoyable to have a 5-man brawler squad, steamroll opponents. And they even made, plays, cross-map plays. So once again, the coordination with the Requiem's early game to get them this lead. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is one where they actually do tank the turret the entire time here. Rush dies from it, tanking it the whole time, but it actually costs Quas his life as well. And you can see they do have the capability at this point in the game to tank an entire turret during a team fight. They're either tanking 1 or 2 Nexus turrets or the inhibitor turret the entire time they were fighting all 5 members.
It's incredible to me that Team Impulse are diving turrets this whole time, and yet have only died 3 times total. That they're facing, they're fighting like essentially like 5v6s and not dying for it.
And remember, these are not weak turrets. These are the turrets that penetrate 82% of your armor.
It's 27 minutes in. You don't kill inhibitors this fast, but Team Impulse certainly does. 22-minute Baron helps that a little bit. On to their 3rd inhibitor this game now. 17 kills strong. Rush wants to go in. Solar Flare lands quite nicely. There's the dive onto the back line. I will dominate the first casualty. Rush, though, taking a whole bunch of pain, but it's already 3-0 so far. Rush actually gets away with his life just for now. 4 kills picked up. Xiao continuing to be massive. The tank's not dying. Phoenix, the only man left alive. Sub 30 minutes, one of the fastest this split. And Team Impulse absolutely dismantles Team Liquid. And the curse is broken. Team Impulse, sole control of 4th place.
And well deserved. Nice execution this game. Congratulations to Impulse and Impact. I can't decide what I like more, the meat grinder or the steamroller. I keep waffling back and forth.
I like Meat Grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More graphic, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because I do have to tank hits to do it. A steamroller just like flattens you and nothing happens. You feel like there was no resistance.
That's true.
The Meat Grinder like tanks turrets and still wins. It's brutal and rough, and it happened here. Team Impulse 21-3. They knocked down Team Liquid. Piglet's record with the team falls to 1-5 with Team Liquid. They thought it was going to work out. They fought tough opponents, to be fair, but 7-7, tied for 5th with Team 8. Team Impulse in sole control. They are 1 win. Let's see, 8 wins. CLG and Cloud9 both have 9 wins. So Impulse 1 game away from 2nd place. They're looking at making a push for a playoff bye. Team Impulse even plays CLG at the end. You could really see Team Impulse up there in the top of the standings. It's a real possibility.
Yeah. And how can you not get behind a team that has Xiao Xiao on it? What a
Yeah.
lovable guy. Level 16 in this game, the only level 16 in this game. 2 levels up on Phoenix's lane opponent. Outfarmed everybody.
And you know, as we go into the back half as well, just talking about the players, talking about their races and whatnot, because it's interesting to me. Strength of schedule matters a lot. They've already played Cloud9 and TSM. By the way, they beat them both. So they've got, they just played Team Liquid, beat them too. All the tough opponents have been bested by Team Impulse. By current record, especially against current opponents, Team Impulse are the best performing team in the North American LCS.
That's why the jockeying for a position in the playoffs is going to be really important, because even though they are fairly low in the standings, you got to look at the effectiveness against really strong teams.
Yeah. Well, they're 2 games behind TSM, I think, unless TSM got another win and I'm like miscounting. But they're, again, only 1 game back from second place. Team Impulse, a lot of hype behind these guys now. Since week 5, they've been taking names incredibly well. They've been crushing their opponents. They've found a team fight style that works for them. Again, this is still a team, by the way, that plays in like 3 languages, right? None of them are all fluent in the same things. Not really. Rush Force shot call.
They have obviously enough to communicate. They have
clearly
Requiem
do.
available.
Yeah.
Are you going to make a play somewhere on the side?
Green dot on the side. Yeah,
I
it's
can
working.
add damage.
I mean, you'd think there'd be so many things stacked against Team Impulse, and yet here they are 5 weeks now, 7 weeks in. They've found a way to make it work. 2-0 this week. Team Impulse looking great. Going to send it down to the stage where Riv is standing by with Team Liquid's man of the top lane. Team Impulse's, sorry.
I am joined by Team Impulse's top lane. This is Impact. We've gotten that one back and forth all year, but this is the winner right here. I'm on the winning side of Team Impulse. Impact, a fantastic game. 21-3, I think they said it was. Did you think you guys were going to make such drastic changes and be so strong coming into the second half of the split?
이 게임 하는데 너무 되게 축하드리고요. 21대 3으로 이긴 것 같은데 지금 요번에 팀 구성을 되게 많이 바꿨잖아요. 이렇게 급 체인지를 한 후에 이렇게 쉽게 이길 수 있는 거를 예상했나요?
아니요. 이렇게 쉽게 이길 거라 생각 안 했고 서로 좀 잘하는 마음이 있어가지고 잘한다 마음이라고 해야 되나? 그러니까 좀 생각을 많이 하는 것 같아요. 점점 저희가 게임하면서 좀 더 말이 점점 늘면서 좀 잘하는 팀으로 조금씩 발전되는 가는 모습을 보여줘서 정말 다행이라 생각해요.
Of course, we were always humble about the outcome of the games. So even though we made drastic changes, we didn't know we were going to win so easily. But we started communicating a lot within the team. So communication helped a lot. And then as we started to strategize better, this is a great outcome that we saw today.
And if I heard you guys correctly, you guys chanted 2-0 at the end of the game. How much did that mean this week?
마지막에 2-0라고 계속 이렇게 소리를 지르셨는데 그게 얼마나 큰 의미가 되나요?
일단 저희가 징크스가 있어요. 약간 일주일마다 1승 1패를 무조건 해요. 그것 때문에 저희는 이번에 꼭 오늘은 이기고 싶다는 마음이 많아가지고 계속 투윈 계속 이랬거든요. 투윈. 근데 이겨가지고 그 소리를 질러서 정말 좋았던 것 같아요.
So they have a jinx. They always end up with 1 win and 1 loss. So they wanted to overcome that this time. So that's why they were chanting 2-0. So it's going to mean a lot when it happens next time.
All right, 2 more questions. You took down Piglet this game. Did you have any reservations when you knew you were going to get that kill?
피글렛 선수를 이겼는데 그 무슨 마음이 아팠나요? 아니면은
아니요, 딱히 마음은 아프지 않고
네.
그냥 좀 무기력하게 진 게 좀 아쉽긴 하죠. 그게 이유가 탑을 갱을 왔었잖아요. 그건 카서스 그 바텀이 무조건 다이브를 당할 수밖에 없는 상황인데 좀 그러니까 빼던가 했어야 되는 그게 좀 아쉬워요.
He didn't have any reservations for Piglet, of course, but he says that there were a lot of mistakes, I guess, the top gank from top, and he wishes there were better communication or better strategize.
All right, and final question. You guys now have sole control of 4th place. Does Impulse see themselves in the number 1, 2, or 3 spot at the end of this split?
이번 시즌 때 이제 1, 2, 3등을 할 자신이 있나요?
당연하죠.
Of course. Absolutely.
All right, great answer. You hear right here. Impact taking the game for his team. A little bit of help from the top lane. Impulse takes the win. We're going to throw it over to the analyst desk to break down that game.
Thank you, Riv. I like that final answer there. Yes, of course.
Of course
Why would you think anything else?
I mean, they just beat teams 1, 3, and 4, so they are now 4th. It's
Exactly. And this was one of those games where you're sitting there and you're racking your brain and you're saying, you know, did everything go right for Team Impulse, or
Yes.
did everything go wrong for Team Liquid? And
Also yes.
And yes, kind of both things, right? They kind of worked hand in hand, but I mean, really, Team Impulse played that well, and you know, we continue to go, how is this possible with a team that was scrapped together, has different language barriers, and they're doing it, they're making it work.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it centered around Xiao Xiao's Karthus pick today and this week in general. It was a new thing that teams had to deal with in the NA LCS, and it just enabled so much cross-map pressure. Everywhere Rush would go to make a play, Xiao Xiao would kind of be there with him, and it's been years since we've actually seen teams use that as a key strategy, and it really worked out for them this week.
It's that little bit of added power they needed in any of their engagements around the map. We do have our first replay. We're going to pull that up. We're going to the top lane. I mean, this is one of those situations where after watching this, we all kind of turn to each other and we're like, I think it's over.
Yeah, and it was at a point where Team Liquid needed to turn this gank around in some way, because this was the closest and sloppiest gank we ended up seeing from Impulse. Let's just roll this right now, because we have Impact and Rush making yet another gank onto Quas. But Impact did say they did have some miscommunication in some of their ganks, but they land the Q onto Quas. The fact that they didn't instantly kill him there and Dominate comes in, you're thinking, all right, he's got this. Dominate's going to be back in the game. But when you're playing Maokai, landing those auto attacks is the most critical thing. He gets that, and even if Rush didn't finish him off, the Xiao Xiao ultimate would have, which just kind of went to show, once again, everywhere Rush was, Xiao Xiao would be able to back him up.
Yeah, it was a great flash there by Impact, too. Instantaneous out of that Cataclysm, giving him just one more second of breathing time. And as you said, that seemed to be the trend throughout the game there for Team Liquid. Always an inch away from a kill. And I do kind of want to roll into our second replay with that. We're going to go down to the Dragon side of the map. In the river, this was a team fight where it was just literally the exclamation was like, they won't die.
Yes.
Just no one on Team Impulse will die.
It's exactly. This was shortly after the top lane gank where I said the game was over. And this is kind of why Quas's ultimate was down, which is critical in this fight. Let's actually roll it, because aside from Quas having his ultimate up, Team Liquid did everything they could. Impulse was just brute forcing this. They didn't have the speed shrine. Watch X Special's ultimate as well.
Four people are out of the fight there.
Delays things so far, but Impact is sitting in there. Nobody can kill him. Rush is free hitting, Apollo is free hitting. Xiao Xiao had the dragon on him for 3/4 of this fight, but it didn't matter because they had that huge lead. Phoenix's ultimate had just come up at that time. So much of why they could never win team fights is Impulse was keeping the pressure on them the entire game, so their ultimates were never in sync. If they had a Lulu ult at the start of that fight, they had a Kennen ult at the start of that fight, maybe it could have changed things, but Impulse was always striking first.
Right, so it begs the question, because right at the beginning of this, you had mentioned a lot of this is stemming from the power of that mid lane Karthus pick and having the added pressure on the map. Is the solution then, I mean, obviously there's ignoring the just ban it, strategy. The pressure, we haven't seen teams, granted only 2 games, we haven't seen teams direct all of their attention towards that mid lane and punish him, especially for the fact that he goes with a Catalyst tier start. It's a very greedy build.
If he's just going to farm all game anyway, why change anything? And Xiao Xiao, I see him continuing that until teams actually disrupt it. I agree. If you don't pressure Karthus, he takes the pressure outwards. And I really do feel like it's been so long since people have had to deal with this Karthus pick that it's going to take maybe only a week of coaching and recollection of what happened, because it hits them too quick and they weren't ready to adapt clearly.
Catching people off guard. We'll see if they can make the adjustments that they need to get that Karthus under control. Well, coming up after the break, we've got Gravity taking on Winterfox. Don't go anywhere. The NA LCS continues in just a few minutes.
Nice.
Battle for the middle. Winner in sole possession of 4th place. Let's go. Early with a blue buff Piglet with exhaust on him will be first blood. Goes to Adrian. Now the target onto Xpecial. Adrian still has aggro. Good flash by Impact, but he will likely still die. No, Impact still healing. Are you serious? They take him down. Quas still not engaging, but Rush does go down. 1 for 0. Quas ults but dies to Apollo. Turret's gonna go down.
J-Bo. Nice. Kennen.
Yeah, Kennen.
Kennen, no damage. It's okay.
Oh, nice. I survived. Team Impulse absolutely dismantles Team Liquid.